Hey everybody, this is Robert with Audiobook Yield. Today we have with us Nathan Thompson, author of Challenger's Call, as well as other works. We wanted to give some time to Nathan to let the world know kind of more who he is, but also, what makes Challenger's Call so special for him and what else he's going on. So, hi Nathan, how are you?
I'm great, Robert. How are you?
Not too bad. Thank you again for joining us today. It's greatly appreciated.
My pleasure.
So, Nathan, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit more about yourself and what really got you into writing in the first place?
Okay, well, obviously, my name's Nathan Thompson. I've been writing professionally for about 4 years now, come July. I've been a voice actor very briefly, just for narrating two poetry books before that. I've wanted to write pretty much my entire life since I think second grade. I've just kind of gotten into it successfully with Challenger's Call these past 4 years and Soulship, which we're still working on getting narrated. People seem to really like Challenger's Call. They really like the journey that the main character goes from going with basically nothing, with no visible opportunities, to just finding a way to overcome. That seems believable. And I've had a lot of readers say that they really enjoyed it and that really encouraged them to kind of kick butt too. And I don't claim for it to be a super self-help fantasy series, but people seem to enjoy it and be the better off for it. And that's really all I ask for it.
Great, great. And where did you come up with your MC Wes Malcolm? How did that character come about?
Ah, I can probably credit a number of sources for that. Mainly, he started with me reading lit RPG myself, since it's basically a lit RPG or game lit Portal Fantasies series where the character goes to a world where basically he can read and track his own growth,
Mm-hmm.
like you can in a lot of video games like Skyrim or I don't know, Dawn of War, just pretty much every RPG since Dragon Warrior, I guess. But just reading the initial wave of lit RPG stories, I think that came out, they were 10 years ago, I guess, but I started reading them about 6 years ago. And I found Gia Kella's Patch 13 series or Patch 17 series, the Russian authors, and then I started reading the American authors like Blaze Corvin's Delvers and Red Lion's Quest, and really liked that one. And then I started reading other series like Tamer and just kind of seeing how the premise was somebody with little or no opportunities couldn't get going in one place, but they can thrive in a completely different place. And I just thought that was really cool. And I asked myself, how could I do something like that? And I think I read Dragon's Wrath around the same time too. It's a series by a man named Brent Roth, who everyone's pretty much lost contact with and believe is deceased. But he did this really interest, which is he was a great series, and it's
Yeah,
really unfortunate.
yeah. It's weird how
But
many people in the genre kind of just that happens to. It's weird.
yeah, and it kind of scares me more these days when someone you talk to a lot drops off just with all the crazy things that
For
have been
sure.
happening these past 2 years. Uh, but with Brent Roth wrote a story about a person that was fighting a disability and kind of managed to thrive in this VR game. And then I thought, what if I wrote a story where this person went to a different world, and the more challenges he overcame over there, the stronger his body actually became. And that was kind of the highlight for Wes. I wanted to write a story that was a guy that someone would really like
Hmm.
and be really relatable with, and just get this really horrible hand in life, but be able to turn it around to something really awesome.
Yeah, it's a really great concept, and obviously it's a great listen. It's a good read too. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
I
love
may
the
be a little
genres.
biased toward the audio side, but Chris,
I
Chris,
can't blame you
Chris and
for
Jess are
that.
obviously phenomenal, right? But
So well, yeah, I was so glad to encounter them too. It took me the longest time to really trust anyone with the audio series,
mhm,
especially when I was exploring putting my books on Audible
right,
and just how hard it was to make it on Audible. And I felt like it was a series a lot of people really loved that read it, and I wanted somebody that could do the same with the audiobook series, where they hear it and be like, "Oh man, I really love this." I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to be like Jim Butcher was for I'm sorry,
Marsden.
Marston.
Yeah.
Yeah, how he was for Dresden.
Yeah.
I listened to it, it's like, man, I love audiobooks now, and I don't normally love
For
audiobooks.
sure.
And then I heard Chris and Jessica narrate Tamer, and I thought, wow, these people are perfect. And they wound up reaching out to me, I think partially thanks to MSE, actually,
Hmm.
which I'm really grateful for. And they seemed really interested in the series, and they just did a phenomenal job with every book so far. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, no, they've obviously been huge for kind of the genre in whole, right? And I think
Yeah,
they've paved the way in some degree to the success of dual narration, right? It just brings the stories to life so much better than single narration. Obviously, there's people out there that can pull off single narration still today and be
absolutely.
super
Yeah.
successful. But again, girl doing girl voices obviously is going to sound a little bit better, right?
Yep.
So
Yep, I agree. I agree. I feel like they've really added a lot to the
yeah,
whole performance art
for
with
sure.
what they've done.
For sure. So again, you talked about the success of Challenger's Call. You're up to book 8 on Amazon on Kindle. How far do you think you're going to go with the series? How much story is left in Malcolm's world? Do you think?
Oh, well, originally the plan was for Malcolm to visit a world per book, and then the story just expanded to where that wasn't just very natural.
Hmm.
But so I don't know the exact number, but it'll probably be around 13 to 15 books is my
That's great.
suspicion.
That's great. Obviously, we're excited to get them all on Audiobook Guild eventually, but
Absolutely, yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
that's the goal, obviously. But
yeah.
again, it's a super great story. We've got the first 3 books up on Audiobook Guild now, with Woe Children coming out a few months ago, and they're very good. They're very good. If you guys haven't got a chance to take a listen to them, pick them up. Nathan actually just put them on sale last week, I believe, or the week before.
Yep.
So pick them up while they're discounted right now. There's no time limit on that as of right now, but that could change tomorrow. So don't sit on them. Don't get on them
Well, they're
now.
hot.
Get on them now. Is there anything else you want the folks at home or on the road, where a lot of people might be listening to this, to know about what you got going on, or anything you want to say to the fans that you have out there?
I'm really grateful for everyone that's come along the ride, especially since we had such a challenge with migrating over from Amazon from Audible. Originally, the series was available on Audible, but there was an issue with the second book going live there, and a miscommunication with Audible staff that left a lot of my fans really confused and upset. And it looks to have cost us about 1,500 customers when I was on Audible. So,
It is very
so that's
unfortunate when they screw up. They hurt a lot of people, and their size, they just
yeah,
don't care. And that's
yeah,
what
that was
we're really trying to make sure of on this side, is that we're really on top of everything. If something goes wrong, we try to get
yeah.
to it as fast as possible.
Yeah, I noticed the difference immediately when Woe Children went live. The communication was a million times better. It was handled flawlessly. There was perfect attention to detail. I didn't have to spend several minutes arguing with a bot to make sure some random error was fixed.
Yeah,
It's been great, and every person who's listened to it seems to have really enjoyed it, as far as I can tell. The numbers from sales roughly line up with the number of people who have reached out to me saying, "Man, this book is awesome."
that's great.
So,
Love to
yeah,
hear it.
I'm really grateful for that.
Love to hear it. Yeah, and so Nathan, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for talking to us today. And again, for everybody that hasn't checked it out, do so. For everybody that has checked it out, tell 2 friends and tell them to tell 2 friends.
Yeah,
A lot of how the indie community works is still word of mouth, right? If you listen to something great, if you read a good story or listen to a good story, tell people, right? We want to make sure that we keep this medium alive in this over media day and age.
Yep.
And I think that reading and storytelling is more important than ever nowadays, right? And Nathan Thompson does a great job of storytelling. So don't miss out. Anything else, Nathan? Last chance.
Rock on. Keep listening.
Perfect.
Keep having fun.
All right. Thank you guys. And we're going to be doing more of these in the future. So again, thank you for listening, and definitely go check Nathan out. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you later.